Hello, BookTube. I have slowly been building a book haul of mostly poetry. I had originally planned on holding off on this book haul until July 1st, when the last book that I would be picking up in what I call classics, canonical, modern, and contemporary fiction, poetry, and drama would be released. And I don't think I'm going to be doing any more hauling for this part of my library for the foreseeable future, although who knows when this bug's going to bite me. Anyway, so let's get starting with the lone novel in this haul, The Natural by Bernard Malamud. The Natural, 1952, Bernard Malamud's first novel, is also the first, and some would say still the best, literary novel written about baseball. In it, Malamud, usually appreciated for his unerring portrayals of post-war Jewish life, takes on very different material. The story of a superbly gifted natural at play in the fields of the old daylight baseball era, and invests it with the hardscrabble poetry, at once grand and altogether believable, that runs through all his best work. 4 decades after the novel's publication, now it's about, Alfred Cousin's comment still holds true. Malamud has done something which, now that he has done it, looks as if we have been waiting for it all our lives. He has really raised the whole passion and craziness and fanaticism of baseball as a popular spectacle to its ordained place in mythology. Of course, now it's over 70 years old, but anyway. So, I picked up The Natural. For some odd reason, I've been drawn to this book for a few months now, and I finally decided to pick it up. And I'm thinking of either reading this in July as part of a personal project I have in which I read American literature, or hold off until my back-to-school project in August, where this book would fit quite nicely with physical education, which is something of a difficulty when you're trying to build a reading project of mostly fiction. The next two books are what came in today, and I ordered both of these from Blackwell's in the UK. Starting with The Island and the Sound by Niall Campbell. This is Campbell's most recent collection. It came out last year, and I've been really looking forward to it. I have 2 other collections of Campbell's poetry, and I quite like it. The Island and the Sound, the third collection by Southwest poet Niall Campbell, creates an archipelago of memories, lyrics, observations, and folk tales that place the small islands of his birthplace into conversation with moments from literature and history. The sound of the title has a double meaning, both a thing that might be heard, but also a body of water between islands or mainland, from the Norse word sund. These poems rise up then as moments of clarity lifted out of all the noise and music and speech patterns of our present world. Here, mirroring the island's precarious future, we uncover strange links to Rome falling, Lindisfarne, and the temporary heaven found in Malamud, North Iran. The waters that churn around the islands in the poems bring strange things to their shores. Saints, remnants of various types of havens, crab boxes, and figures from the working class lives of Wis. It is a poetry collection attuned to the growing sense that something is changing around us, and there never will be a going back. These islands and the sound are what's left, shaped, crafted, riven by the strange, tuneful sea they spring from. So I think the only collection of his I don't have is Moontide. But I'm thinking, if I want to say Moontide is included in his collection that was published with the University of Princeton, or Princeton University Press, which is too far away for me to read. I have terrible eyesight, in case you didn't know. Next up is Rapture's Road by Sean Hewitt. This is his, I think this is his most recent collection of poetry, although it's a few years old now. There is nothing on, Look to the French Flaps. In this remarkable second collection, Sean Hewitt describes a journey haunted by love, loss, and estrangement. As the mind wanders and becomes spectral, these poems forge their own unique path through the landscape. The road Hewitt takes us on is a sleepwalk into the night woods, a dream state where nature is by turns regenerated and broken, and where the split self of the speaker is interrupted by a series of ghosts, memories, and encounters. Following the reciprocal relationship between pure sexuality and the natural world that he explored in Tongues of Fire, the poet conjures us here into a trance, a deep delirium of hypnotic, hectic rapture where everything is called into question, until a union is finally achieved, a union in nature with nature. A threnody for what is lost, a dance of apocalypse and rebirth, Rapture's Road draws us through what is hidden, secret, often forbidden, to a state of ecstasy. It leads into the humid night, through lethal love and grief, and glimpses, at the end of the journey, a place of tenderness and reawakening. So, the final three books in this haul are from Yale University Press. I ordered them shortly before their month-long 50% off sale ended. First up is No One Will Know You Tomorrow, Selected Poems 2014 to 2024 by Najwan Darwish, translated from the Arabic by Kareem James Abu-Zeid. And it's part of the Margellos World Republic of Letters, which is Yale University Press's series of literature, both poetry and fiction, and I think maybe nonfiction, in translation. Born in Jerusalem in 1978, Najwan Darwish is one of the most important poets of the Arabic-speaking world. This definitive collection, which draws from 5 volumes published in Arabic as well as new unpublished work, brings to English-language readers a sweeping trove of Darwish's most powerful and urgent poetry of the last decade. In spare lyric verse, Darwish testifies to the brutal and intimate traumas of war, the anguished fatigue of waking up each morning in an occupied land, and the immeasurable toll of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. While anchored in the geography of Palestine, his poetry also explores the rich artistic inheritance of the Arabic-speaking world, moving between regions, landscapes, and eras, from the glories of medieval Granada to the rippling shores of contemporary Haifa. In dialogue with poets, philosophers, and seekers from many different traditions, Darwish's verse pulses with spiritual longing and a sense of battered, disoriented wonder, a witness to both the atrocities we visit upon one another and the miracle that we are here at all. And the last two are from the ancient world. The complete poems of Enheduana, translated by Sophus Helle, and of course by Enheduana. Okay. The poems of Enheduana, the world's first known author, address exile, social disruption, gender identity, the devastation of war, the forces of nature, topics as relevant today as they were 4,000 years ago. In Sophus Helle's astute translation, they retain their intensity and imagistic power. This is from Nina McLaughlin, Boston Globe. Helle asks the crucial question, what would the history of Western literature look like if it began not with Homer and his war-hungry heroes, but with a woman from ancient Iraq, who sang her hymns to the goddess of chaos and change? And Gilgamesh, also translated by Sophus Helle. Gilgamesh is a Babylonian story about love between men, loss, and grief. The confrontation with the death, the destruction of nature, insomnia and restlessness, finding peace in one's community, the voice of women, the folly of gods, heroes and monsters, and more. Translated directly from the Akkadian, Sophus Helle offers a literary translation that reproduces the original epic's poetic effects, including its succinct clarity and enchanting cadence. Millennia after its composition, Gilgamesh continues to speak to us in myriad ways. I have been wanting to have a copy of Gilgamesh in my collection for quite a while. So, quite happy to have it. So, Gilgamesh and Enheduana. No One Will Know You Tomorrow by Najwan Darwish. The Island in the Sound by Niall Campbell. Rapture's Road by Sean Hewitt. And The Natural by Bernard Malamud. So expect another book haul sometime next week. It will be my June pre-orders for manga. So until I see you tomorrow with Poetry Thursday, thank you, BookTube. Have a great afternoon and stay safe.